Well, hello everybody, and welcome to another edition of Universal Magic with Jamie. It has been quite a while since I posted anything on this channel, but the last couple of weeks have been incredibly busy. I've been traveling throughout the Midwest. I've been going up to Iowa and Nebraska and Kansas and Missouri, Oklahoma, just throughout the Midwest, doing all kinds of fairs and events and shows and workshops and lectures and classes, and it's just been so much fun. So now I'm really excited to take a moment and get back on this channel again and share more information with you. Not only have I been doing so much traveling though, but I've also been continuing doing a lot of writing lately. I currently have 4 books that are available on Amazon. I have my novel called Jenna. I have my book of poetry and essays called God's Adopted Daughter. I also have my short story collection called I Scream, You Scream. The book that started it all though was this one right here, The Sweetness of Life. And what I have been so excited about is that this book has recently been reissued. This is the new edition of the book, and I'm so excited to have this available now too. So I have been doing a lot of revising, re-editing, rewriting. I have been currently working on new books as well too. In fact, I have 3 new books that I hope to have on Amazon by the end of the summer. One of the books will be a book on energy and the chakra system. So be watching for that, everybody. Like I said, hopefully no later than mid-September, all of the books should be available. But those 4 books that I just showed you, especially with the reissued book, those are all available now. But today, where we left off from our last video, is that we were going to talk about how energy actually moves. We've been talking about energy, we've been talking about the chakra systems, we've been talking about layers of the energy field, and we need to talk then about how this energy moves through our chakra system. Now, the first thing to remember is that we all have male and female energy. Now, some of us may have more female energy, some of us may have more male energy, and it's not about which one is strongest or which one is better. They're both equal. It's about keeping everything in balance. Now, our male energy, when we talk about male energy, typically, traditionally, the male energy is actually thought of as our strength, our willpower, our sense of self, our determination. It can also be about our aggression, or it could be also about not only our aggression, but our sense of wanting what we want. All right? Now, the female, on the other hand, is about love, is about tenderness, is about kindness, is about nurturing. All right? Now, sometimes the female can get a little bit passive. And so like we said, it's not about which one is better, because we use all of these things, hopefully, throughout our lives. Sometimes we need to be aggressive, sometimes we're more passive, sometimes we're very loving and kind, other times we have to show a lot of strength, determination, and set our boundaries. So it's about keeping everything equal. And so that's what is so important with our chakra system. Remember what we've been saying. Everything is about balance. Everything is about equality. Everything is good and bad depending on how we use it. Intention is everything. Intention is everything. Nothing is inherently good or bad. It's all in how we use it, how we present it, how we ourselves view it, our perception. And so that's something to keep in mind as we're talking about the energy that we have and the way this energy flows. Now, most of the energy originates as we breathe energy in, and this is why it's a good thing to make sure that we are taking this energy all the way through our system and carrying it all the way down with deep breaths down through our abdomen and into our root chakra. Because the root chakra, remember what we said in the last video, the root chakra was the first chakra to open up when we came to earth, when we were born. So that's where a lot of this energy starts to manifest, all right, or begins to grow. So our root chakra is incredibly important because of this. Now, a couple of things to keep in mind. First thing is we all have kind of like this center shaft of energy where we have this continuous flow of energy coming in through the crown chakra and then moving through our bodies and back out again. So the center shaft helps with bringing in that energy, especially through our crown chakra. Now, this center shaft is actually known as the Shushumna. The center shaft is the Shushumna. It carries the energy in. We can just think of it as a tube that's going right down the center, same as like our spine. A lot of people associate the spine with this idea of the energy coming in. So this is why, if you are experiencing any back problems, you need to do stretches, exercises, get help, Reiki, or any type of medical help that you need in order to help keep this energy flowing. Okay, so that's the Shushumna tube or vein. You can even think of it as a vein or channel that keeps this energy flowing in. Now, the way this energy flows, on the right side, we have what's known as the Ida channel. The Ida channel is female, and it begins to carry all of our female energy. The left side is the Pingala channel. Pingala. So the Pingala channel is carrying our male energy. And as we said, it's very important for these energies to be balanced and equal. So they should be moving through your system in a very, just a very smooth way. Just a very, what's the word I want? Just an incredibly compatible, that's the word I want, very compatible way. All right, so we have both these energies beginning down in the root chakra, and then they begin to branch out away from each other. And as they branch out away from each other from the root chakra, they curve out throughout your body, throughout the energy field, and then they come back in together at the second chakra. When they come back at the second chakra, they cross each other again, curve out, and then meet again at the third chakra. Then again, they separate, they move out, they come back together at the heart chakra. And this continues up to the fifth chakra, up to the sixth chakra, and back up to our crown chakra. Now, what's so interesting about this is, like we said, the energy, the first chakra that opens, the root chakra. So as this energy comes in and out, and it keeps moving through these chakras, each chakra then begins to open. Now, what I think is so interesting about that is that the root chakra has to open first, and then each chakra subsequently opens as you gain more energy and more experience of life and your faith and your spirituality and who you are as a person. And then each chakra actually starts opening up. Think about it this way. If you are familiar with any psychology, there is Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And what is that hierarchy of needs? Well, it's the theory Maslow came up with, that everyone starts on a very physical level. You start your life on a very physical level. You need food. You need shelter. You need to be physically taken care of. Once those needs are met, then you can go up to the next level, which is your emotional needs. When those needs are met, that you're being heard, that you can express your feelings, that you can feel loved, then you step up to the next, the mental level. When you're up at the mental level, then you are able to really think about the emotions that you have. You can think about ways to get your own food and get your own shelter, but it's a step-by-step process up through the emotional, the mental, then even up to the spiritual, and so on. So we can think of the chakra system, and with this energy flowing through, the same as Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So if our root chakra has the energy of feeling that our physical needs are met, that's when that energy is going to move and come back together in your second chakra. So you have your goals, your dreams, your desires, and once you're clear with that, the energy can move again up to the third chakra, where you have your sense of self, your ambition, and then so on up through the chakra system. So it's not an unusual concept. This has been discussed on just different emotional, mental levels throughout psychology, throughout medical practices, So working with the chakra system is not any different. Remember what we said before. People want to get so caught up with this idea of terms, right? And they get so caught up with their own definitions of what things mean that they don't realize that so much of this is all the same thing. It's just being expressed in different ways and in different terms. So don't let yourself think that something is wrong or evil just because it's being expressed in a different way. It's all the very same thing. All right. Now, something else that's really important to think about is this idea, if you notice what I keep doing with my hands as I am talking about this energy moving. I keep moving my hands in and out like this because it's very true that that energy just kind of swirls around and intersects and moves aside. This is actually known as Kundalini energy. Now, Kundalini actually means serpent. So when we say serpent, it's actually because it's got this move of like a little snake moving on. So that's why it's known as Kundalini. Now, something I really kind of want to address real fast, and I don't want to get heavily into this, all right, because it's not really important to the energy, but something I think is really important. Well, that was kind of a contradiction, but this is something to think about. A lot of times when people hear the word Kundalini meaning serpent energy, they get a little bit uptight. Because in a lot of biblical traditions and religious traditions, the serpent is considered evil. The serpent has very negative connotations with it. But what I want to remind everybody is that that may be true in Western mindset, and that may be true in biblical or religious traditions. But remember, when we are talking about the chakra system and we are talking about energy, we're talking about a completely different tradition and a completely different culture that does not have that same mindset. And so when we say serpent energy, Kundalini energy, when we talk about the chakra system, it means something completely different. It is very healthy. It is very good to have that movement of the energy. So again, do not let yourself get caught up on terms. And realize that you are just dealing with a different tradition and a different culture that actually is looking at these things in a very different perspective. All right? Now, something else to think about as well, too. I had a couple of people ask me before in classes when we talked about these things, well, isn't it true that if your crown chakra opens up too fast and you experience enlightenment too soon, that is when you can experience mental breakdowns? Okay, let's talk about that for just a moment. What actually happens, everyone, like we said, is that you have the male and female energy that separates at the root, and then they actually come together at the crown chakra. That is actually the idea with enlightenment. The idea with enlightenment is that your male energy and your female energy are completely and totally united at your crown chakra. And that's what absolutely opens you up to this idea of enlightenment. Can you go a little crazy, though, if your crown chakra opens up before the rest of the chakras do? I have heard so many different theories about this. All right. Some people say yes, because you weren't ready for it and it came on too soon. Other people are saying, no, it doesn't matter. All right? I'm going to tell you this right now. Again, everybody, it's all about balance. It's all about being open to opportunities. It's all about taking a step back and doing meditations and introspection and think about what is happening around you, what is happening in your life. All right. I attended a women's group. I have a beautiful women's group that I work with. I just love these ladies so much. They're so brilliant, and they will be coming on to do interviews and so on as we move on with these videos. But what is so amazing is that at one of our meetings, one of our beautiful women made the comment, Josie, absolutely beautiful young woman, she made the comment that everything is balanced. Everything is balanced. And to anything any of the other women would say about problems they were having in their life or situations that were occurring, Josie, in just a relaxed, beautiful way, was answering, everything is balanced. That's the most amazing thing that I have learned in the last couple of weeks, because I really hadn't thought about it that much. All right, here I am talking all about spirituality and so on, and opening yourself up and learning new things and all these different things, and I did come back down to that very basic, simple idea that everything is balanced. Thank you, Josie, so much for reminding me of that. And I think that is really important. There are tragedies, there are things that are going to happen in our lives that are going to actually cause us to take a step back and become very insightful. Okay? That can really send you into enlightenment. That can really send you into an awakening of sorts about life. Okay? But everything, again, has to be very much equal, okay? Has to be very much responding to other energies and responding to other situations. And so there could be a lot of times when people do experience such a breakdown, depression, anxiety, because they were hit with something in their life that caused them to go into this mindset of a new perception. Okay? Now, that doesn't mean that there is anything permanently wrong with them. All right? It's just that they need that time to contemplate. I don't know if you've ever heard about this before, but there is such a thing known as the dark night of the soul. And what the dark night of the soul is, that these are the moments when we can feel anxiety, depression, sadness, maybe even be a little bit suicidal, of thinking, I don't belong, what's wrong with me? But what that is doing is that is happening because you are being prepared for your next step up your spiritual evolutionary ladder. Your spirit guides are preparing you to grow, to learn, to understand, to move forward. So if you are, now, I will say this, I will never ever tell anyone not to take their medications, that they may be on antidepressants, things like that. I am not a doctor. That is not my place to say that. But at the same time, I also think that our emotions are very important. Emotions move energy. Energy moves emotions. All right? So if you are having those times of depression, anxiety, it's probably your spirit guides telling you, take a step back. Think about what you were just through. Contemplate it, understand it, be prepared to move forward now. All right? So, and some people, it may take them a little bit longer. Some people may be ready to move on in a very short time. Remember, nobody has the right to tell you how long your grief should be, how long your sadness should be, how long your depression should be. I would suggest, though, that if you feel like you need help, certainly reach out to people and get the help that you need. Right? But also know that this can be very much a part of your growth. So be very open to that idea that you are learning, you are growing. And don't be afraid to show emotion. When we talk all about this idea of energy flow, I'm going to straighten myself out here for a moment. Okay, when we're talking about all that idea of energy flow, there are so many things that actually move energy. All right? Emotions, as I keep saying. Creativity. Creativity is such a great way of moving your energy and moving emotions. There are just so many things that you can do. Deep breathing. Because a lot of times we think that it's food that may give us our energy, but it's not. It's actually oxygen, air, deep breathing that gives us our energy that we need. So there are certain things that you can do. Number one thing I always tell everyone is be creative. Always be creative. If you are sitting with some dark energy, then get out a journal and start writing. Get a canvas and start just throwing color and paint on canvas. A lot of times I have people say, oh, I'm not artistic. It doesn't matter. Who do you think you're going to be showing this to? You may not want to show it to anyone, and that's perfectly great. It's just a way of moving your energy and creativity. Even go on YouTube and take a look at different crafts that people are doing and try it. Experiment. All right? Let your emotions out. Let them show. Do not keep them bottled in. A lot of times I think in our society, sometimes we get very cynical, and a lot of times we want to say that if someone is very emotional, there's a problem with them and so on. Or what I absolutely hate is when people say, she's so dramatic. People always think someone else is dramatic. People always think other people's emotions are dramatic. They don't mind their own. All right? So this is something that I sometimes tell some of my clients. You be as dramatic as you want to be. As long as you are not hurting anyone else, you let that emotion out any way that you need to. as long as you are not doing anything to hurt yourself or to hurt somebody else. So keep that in mind, everybody. Keep this energy moving. Write, draw, sing, dance, jump around your living room, go for a walk, all of those different things. Cry, scream. Noise is always very good. Shake rattles, pound drums, whatever you can do to keep that energy moving, because that's what's going to keep it flowing through your chakra system. A lot of times, like we said, when we have those moments of depression, our first response is that we just want to sit and just dwell on that pain and that hurt. Keep in mind, everybody, that no energy is moving when you do that. We've got to keep this energy flowing. It is vital to ourselves and to our overall sense of well-being, to our spirit, to our energy. Keep it flowing. All right. If you do have any questions, anybody, please leave any comments and we will address those. Again, please let your friends know about these videos. Like them, share them. Please subscribe to the videos. Next time that we meet, we're going to talk about what you can do to protect yourself from negative energy. That's something that always comes up. I have people who tell me they really want to meditate, they really want to open themselves up through their spirituality, they really want to study tarot, and I've got tons of tarot cards we can play with and look at. They really want to open themselves up to all the great gifts in the universe, but they're afraid of attracting in negative energy. So that is definitely something that we will be talking about in our next video: how to stay grounded, how to protect yourself, how to do some shielding. So please tune into that, everybody. That video may not be posted for about another 3 weeks or so, because I'm off next week again, traveling again. I'm going to be in Springfield, Missouri at the fair there, the Age of Aquarius fair. Then it's off to Branson, going to Branson next for the fair there, the KC Spirit and Paranormal Fair, which is sure to be a lot of fun. And then after that, it's to Wichita, going back to Wichita for the Alternative Health and Healing Fair. So do keep all of those in mind, everybody. And then I will be on very soon again to take you through this idea of how to shield your energy and protect yourself. So until then, everybody, thank you for paying attention. Thank you for supporting me in this endeavor. And I've been doing so well, I thought, in this video. This was my first take this time. So thank you for all your support in all my endeavors, with my books, with the videos, with coming out to see me at the fairs. That's been so much fun, everybody. Please stay tuned for more. And like I said, coming up real soon as I get through all my traveling and so on, and I get my 3 books up on Amazon and so on, we'll be taking field trips out to places and be experiencing the energy in all kinds of different places. And we'll also have some really amazing people for you to meet on these videos as well, too. So until then, everybody, thank you so much. I love you all. You all take care. Bye.